Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back, Bushcraft family, with another video. And this one, same lines as I've been talking here for the last couple weeks here, is about the Depression. Yes, but this one is how they saved money. How people saved money during the Great Depression. Some of these can be used today still. Great Depression was one of the worst, the worst that people in the United States have been down. It got very bad, and what started these tough times was fall of the banks, stock market crashed. It all went downhill from there. And it took us until World War II to get out of that. Now, yeah, right now we have like a month before our debt ceiling is to go bust. We're real close to that now at modern times. So learning to save every penny that you can is a must. Now there's things that we have nowadays that they didn't have back then. We have all these TV subscriptions and all these subscriptions that sometimes we don't even use for the whole month, and that's just a waste of money. And there's tons more of things that you could save money on, but this video is about how these are the real survivors of the Great Depression, how they saved money. They lived as a family. Multiple families came together, did all the work, and all the money went into the household to provide rent, utilities, food. It's easier to travel. Everybody traveled to the same locations and for work and whatnot. Now everybody's so spread out, and everybody has their own homes and whatnot. But if things got really bad, could one home be good enough for everybody? That's something to think about. The next one is insulating your homes. Yep. Every home has those little air gaps that let the cold weather come in and whatnot, and because heating gets very expensive, especially if you don't have a wood stove or things like that, and you have to use gas, fuel oil, propane, electric, things like that. So if you can save money by insulating your house, putting plastic over the windows during wintertime. And it goes the same thing with summertime. Summertime, they used to get old sheets, soak them in water, and put them over the windows, over the doorways, wherever you came in. That way, the water would evaporate during the day, and in doing so would cool the air inside the house. And that's a must. And if you didn't have air conditioner, you'd be surprised how much wet sheets on the windows and doorways would cool your place off. Now this one's a little bit harder because the grocery stores have, the majority, the big chains have already figured this out. Buy products that are close to spoiling. Now, it used to be you could go in to certain places like grocery stores, and they would have a section to where the stuff had little marks or it was getting ready to go bad and whatnot. And you could buy it for half off or 25% off or whatnot. But the grocery stores have stopped doing this because they would rather throw it away for you to buy something that's at full price, namely Walmart. Other than the bakery, they don't mark anything down. They say they do, you know, their big cut prices thing, but they really don't. The next one is make your own cleaning supplies. Some of these supplies that you get at the store are outrageous. Remember when everybody was getting sick and stuff, and everybody's buying that Lysol, and it went up to $8-9 a can. Yeah, that's ridiculous. To when all you need, most of the stuff you already have in your house, vinegar, baking soda, things like that, lemons. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that you can mix together to make your own cleaners. They're just as good as the stuff that you get in the store. Next one is consider cheaper proteins. Protein meaning, you know, meat and stuff like that. Living with my grandpa, we used to, you know, have rabbits, squirrels, a lot of eggs, things like that. Not saying that we have to go back into the Stone Age and just have a little piece of meat in a big pot of potatoes or something like that. But I remember a big meal was a meal that I used to enjoy is just fried up bologna. But bologna has gotten so expensive now. You can still find it pretty cheap, but if you find a good place to get your meat and stuff, a lot of times you can get the big things of bologna, and it's a lot cheaper than buying the packs of bologna because they amp up the price. And then, of course, that stuff is filled with preservatives and stuff. Our next one is, I'm sure people are getting tired of me saying this, but start a garden. Yep, start a garden. Vegetables and herbs, great addition to every meal. Herbs were particularly very valuable during the Great Depression because not only did they make your meals taste better, but they also had healing properties, things like that. So again, I'm going to say it again. Get a garden going, even if it's in buckets on your sidewalk or something like this. It's so much money that you can save. And each year that you do this, you can keep accumulating seeds from a plant or two. Just grow it for seeds. Our next one is, and this one's a good one, learn how to bake. If you just bake nothing but bread, look at the money that you can save. For a few cups of flour, some yeast, some kind of fat, oil or something like that, you can bake a loaf of bread for pennies. Now, the yeast is probably the most expensive thing right now, but if you got it when it was cheaper and you put it in your freezer, yeah, you might be. And you don't even need yeast. I hope in the next few days that I'm going to start doing the Needy Homestead's sourdough starter. I'm going to be doing it on my channel. And we're going to see how that goes. And I'm going to start making some sourdough bread. Because bread is getting outrageous. And I don't mean that icky little cheap bread that you get that has bioengineered ingredients. I'm talking good bread. Yeah. And it's hard to find any bread that doesn't have that foreign engineered ingredient in it. Our next one is, I remember hearing about this, but it's never been a thing because, usually milk has been cheap, but they used to cut milk with water. It's just what they did. It's to save money. And I think that's where they came out with the 2% and all this stuff, because you would save a lot of money by spreading that milk out for longer periods of time with water. And it's something to think about. Ways to make things last longer like that. Our next one is learning how to sew. Sewing is very important. A lot of people nowadays, if, say, a button off your pants comes off, they go in the trash. Well, I can't wear them, but it makes my pants fall down or whatnot. Well, sew button on there. I don't know how to sew. Well, good time to learn. You can save. Look how much a pair of pants go for nowadays. Just learn how to sew with the needle. You don't have to sew with the sewing machine or anything, which is a good idea to get a sewing machine, but in learning how to sew, I have a sewing machine. I'm not the fanciest, I don't know fancy string or threads or whatever they call them, but I know how to put two pieces of cloth together. That can be a handy thing to know. I know how to sew a button on. Well, not these pants or these shorts, but the other shorts I just had on. I repaired the button off of it. I took the button off of a pocket and put it on top part of the pants so I could button my pants up, and I would never throw it away just because of a button. But that's the way things are now. If something goes bad or whatnot, it's got a hole over here, so I don't want to show my leg. So, yeah, sew it up. Hanging on to scraps. They could be anything from clothing to extra roofing or extra wood to orange peels. All kinds of stuff. Just hold everything that you can think of that would have an extra value. I know some people live in areas where they can't hold on to a lot of stuff, but you'd be surprised of just how much stuff you could use from an orange peel, from cleaners to furniture polish, to all kinds of stuff. For medicines and stuff, just from an orange peel. Our next one is learn how to do basic repairs, home repairs. Just like cooking and cleaning, sewing, one of the main things what they did were repair what they had. Repair your furniture, your doors, just anything in your house. Look at the money you could save. Say go back 10 years and the stuff that's in your house and that had to be repaired, and you had to have somebody come in and change a water pipe or fix a window or things like that, or how many things that you've thrown out because it was broken or something. That's a lot of money that you can save. And if things get as bad as it might be, as close as next month, ooh, it's best to do it now. Our next one, our last one here is kind of obvious, and not too many people nowadays think of it. The willingness to work. So often the new generation, they do more blabbing than they do actually talking and making money. They always have a gimmick to where they can just stay home and not do anything and live off their parents, even though they're the first one to speak of how bad their parents' generation is and how they are bad and this and that, but yet they still live with their parents. Yeah, one day it might not be so easy for them to get a job. But there you have it, guys. And that's just a little bit. Everybody can come up with other ways to save money and whatnot. Post in the comments ways you save money, or the way your parents used to save money. It's something that we need to think about. Until next time, like always, God bless.